Let me guess, you sit down to work or study, you want to be productive, and you even have a to-do list. But 20 minutes later, you're scrolling on your phone and watching YouTube videos like this one. And at the end of the day, you feel frustrated, guilty, and like you wasted your time again. I've been there for years and tried every productivity hack. I would have these short bursts of motivation, but nothing that would last. So I wanted to build a simple, easy to implement system that even when I was at my busiest, I could get things done. And that's the system that I'm sharing with you today. Number one, a second brain. And this is simply an external system that you use to input, organize, and retrieve information. I use Apple Notes and Notion. And the reason why it's so important for us as human beings, it's because we have limited capacities for our working memory. Meaning that if you're just trying to store everything up in here, it's impossible to actually function at your highest performance level. And this has really helped me for two reasons. Number one, for my daily activities, I don't forget that I have a meeting, an appointment, or I have to pay my taxes. But more importantly, it allows me to fully reserve my working memory for what's actually important. And number two, as a creative engineer, it's so much easier to make progress with my work. Meaning that if you look at any process, the most difficult part is the beginning, getting started, the 0 to 1. And if you don't ever have to start from scratch, it makes it so much easier. So when I have an entire bank of content that I've curated in the past and different formats that have worked well, it makes it so much easier to repurpose. And that's the same idea for my engineering experience too. So a second brain really helps in getting started and making progress much more quickly. By the way, in the first 2 hours of this being live, I'll be responding to every single one of your comments. So make sure to hit the thumbs up, but more importantly, tell me which tip resonated with you the most and why. For me, it is tip number 3. Let's move on. Number 2, a night alarm clock. Everyone knows that sleep is so important for our health and our longevity, but everyone's so concerned with the time in which that they wake up, but no one ever really thinks about the time in which they're supposed to go to sleep. And so yes, you have a morning alarm clock, but why not a night one to tell you when to wind down, to remind you? Because for me, when it hits 9 p.m., I'm usually in the middle of watching a movie or in a conversation with my girlfriend or in the middle of working, and sometimes I forget. And if I have that reminder to say, cool, it's time to wind these down, then you have an opportunity to ensure that you're actually regulating your circadian rhythm on a consistent basis. So I really encourage you to find whichever time it is that you do want to start winding down, just craft one alarm clock right now. Do it for the night, and you will see that it actually forces you to stay on a consistent schedule too. And number 3, my favorite, the peak productivity window. It's one that I've been talking about for years, but it's because it's made the largest difference in my life. If you think about how important structure really is to our day-to-day lives, and how when you are at a 9 to 5, you know what you're going to be doing in that period of time. And when you're going to classes from, let's say, 7 to 3, you know exactly what you're going to be doing during that period of time. You can maximize it, but nobody ever really considers what they're doing outside of those working hours. So for me, my peak productivity windows will always be before school, or until this day, it's always before I actually have my meetings. And it's because nobody bothers me during that period of time. I know that it's just my time for me to get my 4 wins done, or it's my time to get progress on the greatest, most demanding task for the day. All of us have natural fluctuations of energy. I don't care which time that you pick out for yourself. You might do it for nighttime. Whatever it is, it's that 90 minutes to 3-hour block that nobody can touch. And that is how you actually make progress with your personal goals. If you're constantly just worried about the regular work hours throughout your days, you will never actually make progress on your personal goals. Have a peak productivity window. I'm telling you, it has completely changed my life, and it will change yours too. And lastly, number 4, the 5-minute rule. I procrastinate a lot, and this has helped me a ton in my day-to-day life. When we procrastinate, it's not because the task is overwhelming in and of itself. Instead, there's an underlying emotion behind or underneath that task that we are actively running away from. So for me, sometimes it's because I'm a perfectionist and I don't want to return back to my work because I feel guilt or a feeling of shame associated with it. Or maybe that there is a moment in which I don't want to mess something up again, so I'm running away from doing that activity again. So there's going to be that initial friction, but anything that we can do to reduce it as much as possible, the greater success that we will have in overcoming that initial procrastination. So what do? You actually make that task so much easier. For your brain to actually register, okay, I have a 3-hour session in front of me, it is very overwhelming. But for your brain to say, I just have 5 minutes, I can commit to 5 minutes of work. I don't care if in the 6th minute I decide to go and do something else, but just 5 minutes I can stay focused. What will happen? You'll get your computer out, you'll open out the right tabs, you'll go and read the instructions, and you realize, wait, it's not too bad. And by the time you get to the 5 minutes and 1 second, you will start to find a flow. You'll slowly start to think, okay, maybe this isn't as so bad as I thought. But even if, let's say, you decide to leave, that's fine. Just take a break, go do something else, and after 25 minutes or so, implement the 5-minute rule again. 8 out of 10 times, it helps me alleviate that initial friction and allows me to continuously make progress on the work at hand. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave the tip below below that resonated with you the most and why, and I will see you all at the top.